good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this. I'm going to offer you another little conclusion, a little snippet that I have been led towards on this journey of absurdity that we call life. And I'm going to talk today about courage. So, in the last couple of days, I've been in some of the most isolated places I've ever experienced in my life. And, I'm kind of near one here, but I'm talking about way, way more isolated than this. And that forces you to kind of stare yourself and your feelings in their entirety, okay? Because you can't get away from yourself when there is nothing around for 50 miles in any direction. And I like that feeling. There's something curious about that feeling. And that's what made me think about courage, okay? So the thing that I've learned about courage is that courageous people are not without fear. And I think that's very important to understand, okay? They are the same as us, right? We all have fear. Fear is a very powerful but useful emotion. It's a warning light. It's a sign telling you to be cautious. The difference is that courageous people or courageous acts acknowledge the fear and then decide that they're going to do it anyway, because it's too important to not do. So in actual fact, what I've come to conclude as the basis, the foundation for courage, is your reason why. It's almost your life purpose. It's the motto, the mantra by which you live your existence. Somehow or other, you're kind of dancing in this existence of life without really understanding it, observing it, becoming aware of it, and kind of making your way whilst kind of letting it do its thing. So to be courageous requires accepting all of that and then saying, well, I'm going to go for it. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is important. It feels important, or I'm led to believe it's important. And I might be wrong, but what I am going to do is give it my best shot. Because if I give it my best shot, I will have no regrets. I may make a rocking great big mistake, but at the time that I chose my actions, I did so with the power of integrity, with authenticity, with truth, with gusto, with a taste, a zest for life that has led me to go forth on what feels at this particular moment in time to be a little bit like what I ought to be doing. I'm not going to resist what I ought to be doing. I'm not going to struggle against it. I am going to squeeze it like a lemon. And that, for me, is the underpinning of courage, okay? So you've got your massive reason why. You also might have a degree of kind of leverage, of pain from not honoring that truth. But I think it's down to what is just, what is right, what is powerful, what is deeply meaningful to you. And that means that everybody's definition of courage is going to be different. Everybody's approach is going to be their own. But you know it when you feel it, because it feels like you. It feels right. It feels like you're coming home. It feels like those chains that are just kind of always somewhat present have burst apart. And the funny thing about courage, the funny thing about doing stuff that makes you feel afraid, is that the second you do them, that is when you feel that sense of potency, okay? We try as hard as we can to kind of box in the risks, to anticipate what might go wrong, to plan in advance. But in actual fact, the truth of the situation, unfortunately, is that we cannot fully anticipate the unanticipatable. We cannot fully box in the risks of something which is outside of our control, okay? We're trying to box in risks because we don't know what's out there. So we're trying to solve an unsolvable conundrum. And the end result is it's very easy to delude ourselves by saying, well, we'll plan a little bit more. So it's a delusion. It's a placation. It's a way of pretending that you're trying, whereas in reality, there's nothing going on, that you're winning at the act of procrastination. Courage is, I don't know. I know that I don't know. I know that this is important. I know that this is powerful. I know that this is deeply meaningful. I know that I won't know until I do it, and I'm going to give it a go. It feels right. It might be wrong, so maybe I won't go too far. I'll see how it goes, but I will do it with a strong heart, with full flowing blood, with potency, with drive, with passion, with joy, with humility as well, okay? With a sense that you may well be utterly wrong. And that is something that comes with a sort of a degree of self-acceptance. It's something that comes from freeing yourself to be, and then to kind of observe how that pans out in reality. All right, take care. Thanks for watching. And if it's of interest, subscribe. Watch the others. Cheers. Take care. Bye.